At best, Americans are funding people who are lying to us, and at worst, we're funding people who we knew had problems handling pathogens, who then birthed a monster virus onto the world.
Of course, the Wuhan coronavirus that sprung out of Wuhan, China, came out of the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Even if there was community spread within Wuhan before we thought, that would not absolve the Wuhan Institute of Virology of the lack of safety standards and the high probability that that is precisely where this pandemic was launched onto the world.
But for now, outside of the US, most everybody is saying that it is highly unlikely that this virus came from the lab in Wuhan. China, for its part, has called the idea absurd and said that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is insane.
Members of the scientific community have said that Daszak has a conflict of interest due to his close ties to the Wuhan Institute of Virology and its leading scientist, Shijeng Li.
She's saying that these accusations that the virus somehow leaked out of the lab in Wuhan are, quote, pure fabrication.
First, the idea that this virus escaped from the lab is just pure baloney. It's simply not true.
This could be a key turning point in the investigation into the origin of the virus. 18 top scientists are now calling for an investigation into the pandemic's origins that does not discount the possibility of a lab leak from the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
I've been looking into this angle of the story for a while, looking at what happened in the Wuhan Institute of Virology, even pre-pandemic, some of the regulatory lapses there and all that. And there's reason to suspect that this is the origin of the virus. I mean, it's a big virology lab right in Wuhan that happened to be studying bat coronaviruses.
I am of the point of view that I still think the most likely etiology of this pathogen in Wuhan was from a laboratory, escaped.
Her job was to genetically engineer coronaviruses so that they infect human beings and do so as easily as possible. And yet we know that China was not taking necessary safety precautions, and we should not be surprised by that. Several years ago, American diplomatic cables warned about low and lax standards at the Wuhan lab. In fact, the Wuhan facility was classified as a biosafety level 2 laboratory. That is approximately the same level of safety that you would find in a dentist's office in America. So that lab, conducting research experiments on the coronavirus and how to make it transmissible to human beings, resulted almost certainly in the infection of a lab researcher, and the virus spread from there.